once more for being there and for really prioritizing your personal growth, your personal development and transformation. And for those who are also joining on Facebook or who watch this video later on, we just want to encourage you to always, always remain calm, focused. I know it may be hard to say this. The truth is the things that normally happen to us in life do not really define what our life will become, or do not determine how we will respond, are not responsible for the way we respond. It is who we are, how we think, how we see life challenges, how we perceive them, that determines how we're going to respond, or determines how it's going to affect us. Let me pause here and explain this better. Like, we go through so many challenges in life, am I right? And I'm sure all of us present here today have already gone through enormous challenges. You know, some have been really, really testing. They've really changed us. In some cases for the better. In some cases, unfortunately for some people, for the worse. You know, they've given up, they've become broken, they've become hardened because of what they've gone through in life up to this moment. For others, they've become more resilient, they've become more flexible, kinder to themselves and others because of what they've gone through. And what goes through, or what we go through in life, when I say it's not responsible for who we become or how we respond, but in a way it shapes us grossly, because they are important in our story, in our narrative, in shaping and defining who we become. But what is really important is our perception. And I know too often maybe we use these words a lot. Some people don't even know what perception is. In the most simple form, I would say perception is how we see something, understand, and interpret it. The way I see something is not enough. It's what I understand about that. And then the interpretation, of course, will determine my understanding, or what I see, how I interpret it, and eventually understand it will determine the response. If I see something as someone really kind, someone helpful, and I interpret it as this person truly wants to help me, they mean no harm. Hence, I will understand that they are here to help me. Despite the way they are presenting themselves, genuinely they want to help me. My response will be different. Am I right? Yes. I cannot be aggressive towards someone who genuinely wants to help me. I cannot become disheartened or low, or, you know, thinking that I'm all alone, isolated, when I understand someone is presented here, or someone has come in front of me and wants to help me in this situation. My whole understanding will shift and my response will be different. I might open up to them. I might thank them. I might hug them. I will not run away. I will stay there and maybe explain what I'm going through to them, because I understand that they have the power or possibility or potential to help me go through this challenge. The same person stands in front of me. If I see them as threat, because maybe something in the past about this person reminds me of someone who has been in my life in the past, reminds me of this person. Maybe the way they speak, maybe the way they look, or the way they present themselves, or maybe they've come to me in a moment in my life where I'm reminded of something I went through in the past that was really traumatic. It's the same person, but what I see changes because I'm linking it to something, some experience I've lived before, which was negative, some traumatic experience, someone I've met before who was abusive, and all of that. Hence, excuse me. Seeing this person, thank you, my interpretation of their presence in my life is different. They mean harm. They are reminding me of a past traumatic experience. They're going to hurt me if I don't run. I cannot disclose what I'm going through to them. I start thinking in this way. I perceive them as danger. I perceive them as dangerous. Thank you, darling. And I interpret the situation as that. I will fight back. I will be abusive. I will run away. I will not want to speak to them. Do you see what I mean? Exactly the same scenario, the same person, two different interpretations and hence understanding, and two completely different responses, which are completely opposite. But you know that too often in life, unfortunately, we justify our experiences. We want people to sit down and understand why we go through this challenge or why we behave in a certain way, why this challenge has knocked us down, why we are abused, why we are victimized or we think we are victims, why we are depressed. We want people to understand the truth. Is I always tell people, we are not living our lives to justify to people. Whether they understand that, oh, you have every reason to be oppressed, to be abused, to be depressed or not, it doesn't really change your life. When I understand that, oh, you are right, you really have a reason to be abused, how would that help you? It is what you do in your life. It is what you make of your life, every experience. Justification of no justification. And that eventually determines your experiences that is responsible for your life. Not whether I'm okay with you, I agree with you, I have the same narrative as you. It doesn't matter. Because you were never born to give me justifications about the way you live your life or to make people that come into your life understand why you are doing things a certain way. It would be great if people understand us, don't get me wrong. Maybe life will be easier. We don't have to stress. But even if they don't understand us, it's none of our business. As long as you do things rightly. Of course, if I'm talking to you, I want you to understand me. I'll do my best. If I keep explaining, believe me, I will explain the same thing I'm saying to someone. And because they have chosen a different perception in life, they will close their mind and they will not understand me no matter what I say. They will hit back. Oh, Sylvia, you don't understand what I'm going through. Oh, Sylvia, you are wrong. You are this, you are that. You are that. Life is not about being right or wrong. Life is about living life fully, creating experiences that we would or we should be proud of, and that at the end of the day, we want to be fulfilled and happy and make an impact in our world. So let's understand that our perception is grossly responsible for who we become. Why I am so certain, I'm so convicted that each one of us is destined for greatness. None of us were actually born and placed on this earth to suffer and, be less than anyone else. But unfortunately, our actions will determine whether we live the life we're born to live, whether we live that greatness or we live a different life. It says our fate, which is determined grossly by our actions, may outright our destiny that has been destined for us. For example, if you have been prepared, everyone get into a course, okay. The end point of that course, the teachers will do their best. The teachers are well qualified. The teachers have all the resources and materials to train you so that at the end of 12 months of a year, you have that degree and you can go out and work. Not everybody will register in that course will finish. Some will give up along the line. Some will continue. On the last day, they don't take the exams. Some will write the exams because they did not read, they did not prepare, they did not use all the tools and resources the teacher shared with them, who were very experienced, and they will fail. The destiny for everyone who came to that course was actually to succeed. And they gave them everything they need through that qualified teacher, professional teacher, to train them in the way that they should succeed and gain all the answers maybe they need and gain all the knowledge they need to achieve the final degree. But unfortunately, our actions, what we do during that course, will determine whether we succeed in that course or not. And whether we succeed or not, we cannot blame the teacher. Some have gone through that course and they've succeeded. The same teacher, the same resources, and the teacher is even available to do one-to-one with you, but you didn't take, the opportunity. And then you want to blame the teacher. Some of us say, oh, it was because of that teacher. They were so mean, so I didn't graduate. I had to leave. Another person was in that class. They persevered. And that's why we said, do not quit. Perseverance is a part of the process. Nothing in life comes easily. Once you have been tested, the vision you have, which you have not yet seen, so it is faith. Faith is actually having substance of something you hope for because you see it in your mind. You see an image of it. You have a vision of it. Though it's not evident, though you cannot touch it. So you believe that you can achieve that because you hope for it. And then you go and take the actions. Even when you don't have the evidence yet, you see the evidence, the end result in your mind through that vision. So when we have faith, because faith is not seeing the thing, faith is not having the thing in my physical, is actually taking the actions so I can achieve that which I have in my mind, the vision, the picture, the dream. And I need to keep taking those steps. I need to endure the journey. There is a certain journey I must go through. There is a certain course you must take to become a medical doctor or a lawyer. You cannot run away and say, no, because I have so much faith, because I am this, that, I can just bypass this process and my faith will make me have that accomplishment. No. And so understanding of who you are is so important, which is why initially we talked of self-awareness and your purpose, or what you have to achieve, what you have to go through, so that you may be able to endure. If I'm going to Manchester, I know that Manchester is not a 5-minute drive. 30 minutes will not make me be so impatient that what's happening? How come I've not gotten to Manchester? But if you are just crossing the road to go to a supermarket that takes 5-minute walk, and then there is a delay, you might start questioning. You might start becoming impatient. So when you have a clearer understanding of the bigger picture, what you are called to do, what you have to do, and who you are, then you understand that some of these trials are not, destruction. They are not coming to destroy you. You'll be able to endure. And perseverance is so beautiful. By the time we finish that process of enduring and allowing perseverance to finish its work in us, we become very mature. We become resilient. And then we become complete. We don't lack any impatience, anything. We keep going. For example, if you knew you were a seed, all of us have greatness. Greatness is in a form of seed, because we don't see it made manifest in our life now. And we know that every seed must be sown, am I right? Yes. Nurtured and nourished. Often and always, seeds are sown in a particular condition, a fertile ground. Whether I love the ground or not, whether it seems dirty, I must be willing to persevere and endure as I go through that dirty ground for a moment and stay under it in a very dark environment, away from the light I've always known, away from the comfort zone I've always known. So I may persevere the process under that ground, so I may be able to take roots and then be fortified and bear fruits, that I may become all that I'm created to become and serve my well. So my darling, as we go through this time, these challenges in life, as you go through the process of starting your business, of living the purpose-driven life that you want to live, of becoming the creative person that you are, and creating all of those books, paintings, you will need to have that patience to endure, to go through that process of growth and then maturation. So when it's finished its work, you can now be complete and you can produce the final fruits. Everyone will go through that process. Everyone. Is our perception. Why some may say like, this ground is so dark, I'm not willing, I'm so, beautiful, so posh, so clean, I can't go so low to the ground level. Honestly, we need humility in this journey called life. We need humility. We must be able to, let go, and it's not the titles we hold that define who we are. And we understand that I must go through this. Change your perception about what you call like dead, what you call isolation, what you call loneliness. Aloneness is not loneliness. You need to be alone. Too often, aloneness is that moment when you see yourself, you are with yourself, to know yourself the best, so you can grow and sprout. Like that seed, alone in that ground, not with other seeds, not with other relatives, has to go through that moment of aloneness, so it may take roots, grow, and become all that it was destined to become. So beloved, we've got to understand this. We've got to change our perception about life. What you think is a victim, you are a victor, not a victim. That process is not victimizing you. That seed is not a victim of that ground. That seed has not suddenly become a victim. That seed that used to stay in the palace, once a fruit eaten by King Charles, and now has gone under that ground, has not become a victim, has not become oppressed by the people who've taken the seed to sow and nurture in that fertile ground. No, it's your perception. It's what you are seeing and your understanding of what you are seeing, which will determine how you interpret it and respond to it. And you'll be like, I'm not going under this ground. You rebel, and unfortunately, you'll never be able to grow and become all that you were created to become. Producing the fruits, the businesses, writing the books that many would be actually blessed by, or that business that will save so many, and you become all that you were created and born to become, impacting and transforming lives so that you may be fulfilled. So let's change our perception. Let's change our perception. Another example I would also give, then I'll leave it for any discussion, any question. If you stand in front of this building, you are the same person, you are not changing. And remember, when we go through life challenges, one thing is constant in all of those challenges. We are the ones. So we are the ones shaping all of those challenges. One time we may call it abuse, another time depending on us. Because we are the ones who constantly change. We change our narrative, we change how we see it, we change our understanding of it, we change our interpretation, and our responses are bound to change. And the way it will affect us is bound to change. So we have to understand that. A clear example I want to give here. If you are standing in front of this building, in front of our office, you are the same person, okay? You are standing in front of the building now. Where you are standing is in front of our building. If you move, what you can see when you stand in front of a building, you can see the glass window, right? And the glass door right in front of you. And I think there's a metal bar that protects it from the road. If you move, this building has not changed. This building also has a roof that we may not see. This building also has a back part that we don't see. Okay? If you tell me that's what you see, I'm not saying you are wrong, but you're only seeing a picture based on where you're standing, based on where you are viewing from, the window or the eyes or the lenses through which you are seeing this building. If you now have to change your position, you're standing at the top of this building, you'll never see those glass windows. You'll never see that door. You'll never see that bar that protects it from the road. You will see another version of this building. Again, it's not a lie. It's only a part of the building you are seeing. It's not the full picture. And it's based grossly on who you are, where you are standing, and where you are looking from. The lenses or the view that you are having. If you go to the back, you'll see something else. Life is so broad, it's so magnificent. We haven't seen everything yet that will become. We don't know tomorrow. We haven't seen what will happen tomorrow. But for sure, if we have faith and hope that we are destined to become everything we are created to become, and we are in the process of nurturing and, nourishing our seed, then we are confident that we will definitely produce the fruits after what we are made of. As long as we stay in that ground, we are nurtured and nourished. We are not uprooted. So, actually, we are seeing only part of our whole life. We are seeing our today. We have seen our past up to this moment. It's only a tiny picture based on what angle we are looking at our lives from. If we are looking at it based on our past only, our past experiences, past failures only, that's another part. It's not a full picture. So when I come and tell you that I see greatness in you, I see light in you, I see a fruit that is flourishing and so many are benefiting from these fruits. I see an incredible, business leader creating businesses all over the world and employing so many people. It's not a lie. I'm seeing it from a different perspective. Maybe I'm standing and looking at you from your future, and you are focused or seeing only a part of you based on your past experiences and your present moment and reality. So beloved, why I'm not telling a lie? You are not also telling the full picture. You are not showing the full picture. You are not telling a lie, but you cannot force me to stay with your narrative. You cannot force me that I must understand that you've been in the past. You've gone through those struggles. You've been abused and you are a victim. No, I choose to see the better part of you. And I don't want to settle for the negative and limiting beliefs that will hold you back from becoming your greatness. I see the best in you, and your best days are yet to come. All of us, our best days are still ahead of us. All that we have accomplished now is no longer our potential. There is still so much greatness in us waiting to be unleashed, to be tapped. So let's step into this brighter future full of hope as we see the vision ahead of us, knowing that our best days are ahead of us, changing our perception about our life. We went through those challenges to make us resilient and endurance, like that woman or the story of the egg, carrot, and coffee we just shared here. They went through the same process, right? Hot boiling water, the same degree, the same pot. So now we cannot make excuses that, your pot is different, your shoes are different. The pot was the same. The same trials that came to break them was the same for the egg, carrot, and coffee. But guess what? At the end of that boiling process, a coffee can never come out as a carrot will come out. Because it is your intrinsic value, worth, and purpose that will be revealed when you are pressed from every direction. Like we take this water bottle, we squeeze it from every direction, burst it, and put whatever we want to put on it. Water will spill out. never orange juice or Coca-Cola. So the pressures in life, the hot water will bring out what is in me. Some of us don't even know what is in us because we don't know ourselves. We are so focused on the external. We need that pressure to pour out, to burst us, to break us. So what is in us may be revealed. And if we don't like it, because now we can see it, then we have the opportunity to change it. But as long as we play safe and cool, we are not even focusing on what is within us to, develop it, to improve it. We're constantly blaming others. Oh, you put that pressure on me. You hit me. You opened me. I was calm and quiet. I wasn't spilling on anybody. You came and opened my bottle. You came and burst my bottle. Beloved, I cannot pour out what is not in me. So the pressure has only released what is in you that you've been running away from because you've never spent time with yourself. You are not self-aware. You are not aware of who you are. And now, once this is released, you have the opportunity to say enough is enough. I don't like what came out of me. I'm not going to allow that to refill me any longer. I'm going to change. I'm going to now take maybe a great healthy juice and fill my cup up and feel what I'm made of and fill my vessel, because I am now aware of what has been within me throughout this period that I've been unaware because I've been negligent. I've not been paying attention. But this challenging moment and situation, like that boiling water, has revealed to me that as an egg, though I'm rigid and fragile, when I go through this process, there's another facet and dimension of me that has been revealed. I become resilient. I become solid and hardened, and I'm not broken easily, even when I fall or I'm thrown. Why, as that carrot, I will only reveal what is in me. It will show me another facet of me, though I may seem so rigid, breakable, when I'm actually aware of this challenging situation or the hot water. When I come out of that situation, I will become malleable, flexible. I will have more aroma, like that carrot. I will not be easily broken because I'm flexible. You can move me. I'm malleable. I can be moved in many directions without breaking. And I love the coffee. The coffee says, I'm not going to wait to come out of this hot water before I reveal my strength. The same hot water, I understand, is not meant to destroy me. This condition is meant for me to reveal my purpose. Like the same ground I'm being sowed and I go under and I feel isolated, in quote, I'm using the word feeling intentionally because our feelings are not rational. They are very, very irrational. They are subjective, depending on what we are going through. And it is short-lived. It is the irrational, primitive brain that is in action when we go based on feelings, not our conscious and more mature and rational brain. So the coffee says, hey, you think you've come to destroy me? No, you don't understand it. I need you to fulfill my purpose. As coffee powder, no one wants me. They think I'm not good enough. I'm bitter, I'm powder, I'm solid. I need this water. I'm going to transform that same situation that seemed to have been the challenge. I will transform it. That hot water will no longer be called hot water. You will become coffee because of my presence. That situation will no longer become abuse. It will become transformation because I am the sole ingredient present here who is transformational. I change what was meant for evil for my good. I change what was meant to be a stumbling block, a wall for my stepping stone, for me to reach to a greater altitude and be able to impact those I would never have been able to impact, or to associate with those at higher altitude I would never have been able to, reach because I was always on a lower level. But those challenges, those stones or mountains had given me the opportunity to step higher, to a higher altitude. And like eagles, I can soar with wings at greater altitudes where pigeons cannot soar, where people with limited mindsets cannot soar. Because I'm a visionary, I'm not focusing on the mountain. I'm not focusing on this. I'm focusing on where I'm going to, my destination, my end point. I'm going to go across this obstacle or I'll go above it to fulfill my purpose and vision. So thank you. And if you want to share anything, again, this is all about perception. Life is so beautiful. It depends what we are looking at. Is it the beauty of life or the ugly side of life? I invite you today to join me and focus on the beauty of life. When we see and appreciate someone, they want to do more. When we see beauty and greatness in someone and we are thankful for what they are doing, they want to do more. In the same way, when we appreciate life, the gift of life, it's beauty. Life wants to give us more of the beauty. Life wants to serve us more in a magnificent and glorious way. Thank you. And if you have any questions you want to add to this, please do feel free to add. Thank you, darling.
Andrea, would you like to say something?
Thank you so much for the session today. Thank you. It was very powerful.
You are most welcome. Again, let's just reflect. Let's reflect. Maybe our homework, it's not maybe our homework or assignment, is really go and look at every situation in our lives, specifically those situations that are holding us back or those situations that we deem as very challenging. How are we seeing them? Can we change our perception about that situation? Is it our perception that is responsible for the reality that we are experiencing and not really the situation itself? How can we change the way we see this situation? Because we know that we can change the narrative. We can change the story we tell. We can change the situation. And then just go in every area. It may be your health and well-being. It may be your relationships with your friends, your family. You know, how do you see this? How do you interpret the relationship? Are you based on one angle, the past, how they treated you? It may be in your career, how you seeing yourself. Have you written yourself off? I can't get a job because I've been to 10 interviews based on the past again. Only one perception, one narrative, one viewpoint. Is it because I've been to 10 interviews and no one has taken me that I've written myself off? Go again and look at the area of your personal development and growth, of your joy, your peace, happiness, inner growth, and all of that. And then your finances as well. What's the story? Is it that you've given up? What is it that you are telling yourself? What is it that you are seeing when you look at yourself in this area? Let's look at that and we can start rewriting the stories and shaping our views of what we want to see, or changing where we are standing so we can have a different viewpoint or a different perspective about that same situation. And we realize just how things can change, how our mindset, how we have eternal peace that surpasses every human understanding in that same situation, simply because we've changed our perception, understanding, and interpretation of that situation, which now defines our responses. Thank you. So I'll leave you with that homework and we'll go on next week.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to add anything, Sarah?
You have said it all.
I don't know time. And for those who actually watch later, feel free if you want to send questions. We have the WhatsApp group. Put any questions there, please. We'll check. If there's anything in particular you want us to talk about, please do let us know. We are here to serve you. We are very flexible. You know, we work based on what you need. We want to transform your life. It's not about us, but we know that we live in trying times and it's really great that we become more resilient. So thank you all, and we'll definitely send your appointment for next week. Send an email, please, and then we'll give you some dates. And thank you so very much. Have a wonderful and a glorious day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Phil.